Hey everybody, this is Nate. Trying to find a place where I can park. Down here in the little, it's like a little teepee greenhouse, I guess. As you can see, we're kind of drying things out. A little drying rack, makeshift, with some herbs and some small little tomato plants. Nothing major this year. Like, I don't know, we tried, but I'll just tell you that much. We tried, and things just haven't grown that fast this year, so I'm not quite sure why. It could have been the soil. You know, we just got a huge amendment of goat and horse manure, and maybe it's a little too rich. That's what I'm thinking. You know, we didn't let it sit long enough to, you know, mellow out, I guess, a little bit. It's kind of like when you crack open a fine glass of wine, you got to let it breathe a little bit. It's something like that. Not quite, it's manure. But, yeah, so if it's a little too fresh, which, I don't know. I was just trying to explain it, trying to make sense of it. Things didn't grow as fast as what we were expecting. It is now the heading into June, right? June, July, April. I can't get my months straight, but it's not as ideal as what we were expecting. But that's how, you know, small scale, large scale, any kind of farming in high elevation. It is a science, I will tell you that much. Like, I am by no means an expert. I do a lot of my own, I do my own research, and I, watch other people and what they do, and it's just kind of a trial and error thing. You just test things out, see if they work. In some years, not quite as prolific as what you were hoping for in the beginning of the grow season. But getting a little rain right now. It's been like, that's what I don't get. We've gotten so much rain this year. It should be perfect, right? Everything should be nice and healthy, but for whatever reason, things have kind of been stunted this year. So hey, you live and learn, and hopefully my mistakes will save you some time making your own mistakes. So this is just like a, I try to think like, what happens if society, melts down like it did during the BLM riots, and like it's doing right now in other parts of the world where they don't have as much government assistance and they don't have as much wealth and, toys to keep them all happy. What happens if society collapses, right? What are we going to do? If we have to get really serious in a real short amount of time about trying to feed ourselves, that would be pretty interesting. So in the meantime, well, we still do have some freedom left in this country. And we still do have some ability to, so as I see it, now is as good a time as any to be prepared for the unknown, prepared for what myself as a Bible-believing Christian, sees coming shortly on this, the events that I see unfolding on this earth. So, we've been giving a warning for a reason. God doesn't want us to be in the dark about what we're soon to face, the crisis that's going to unfold on this planet. And it doesn't take too much reading of the prophecies and Revelation to realize, it's not going to be a walk in the park. It's not going to be all that fun. But we can be as prepared as we can be, and other than that, just have trust in God. Don't just build houses and store houses and store up, stockpile, store up grains and foodstuffs and bug out barrels full of food. Don't just build up your reserves here on this earth, but as the scriptures say, your heart is where your treasure is, and build up a storehouse in heaven. Build up your faith, and that's ultimately the only thing that's going to get you through what's ahead. The fearful things that are going to unfold on this earth. You're going to have a strong faith to endure and to keep a cool head. So that is my first recommendation before you even try. And you can, it's a work in progress. So you can build your faith. I think part of it is just returning to the land, to return to God's original design for, how we should live our lives. By the sweat of our brow, toiling in the, in the dirt, trying to, Garden of Eden, right? Return to that cooperation with the Creator, and he created so much amazing foods, amazing veg, amazing fruit, whatever you can grow. Doesn't matter what, grow zone you're in, there's so much variety of things that you can experiment with, see how well they grow, see if you can grow them on time. Get everything covered from the high elevation sun, as well as the hail. That's the main concern up here. And a really cheap way to do that is with bed sheets. So it works. Serves a purpose. So yeah, anyway, with all the talk of like the cyber polygon exercise and the like a contagion of cyber attacks over the entire internet by same kind of people who predicted the corona outbreak, pandemic. Could you just imagine if the entire internet and all the different related industries that rely on the internet just completely went black, shut down, right? You wouldn't be able to afford anything. Yeah, you essentially wouldn't be able to afford anything. And it could get pretty scary pretty quick if these global elite get their way. And what are the enemies that say Bill Gates detailed time and time again in his speeches? What are the enemies of the world right now? Industrialized societies producing carbon and population. So they have the mass immunization of the population right now. Yeah. And so when they talk about the World Economic Forum, that they're going to immunize the internet, right? What do you think they're talking about? The free spread of information, maybe? The free spread of information. Because it is a virus, right? You got to contain that virus. And these tyrants want total control. And they want to push through their agenda right now like never before. It's go time. If you haven't noticed, if you haven't been paying attention, it is go time. So it's just a good idea to get prepared as possible. That's what we're trying to do. I mean, right now it's pretty rudimentary. I guess it's pretty we're still pretty much noobs, I guess you could say, in a large part when it comes to trying to live self-sustaining and feed ourselves. I mean, man, it's like a full-time job. It really is. And that's why it's so hard for too many people to do, is because who's got time to garden? Who's got time for all this? You got your careers you're working on, you got your real jobs, you got all your toys that you got to pay for, you got all your debt. That's the biggest thing. If you could just get rid of one line of credit at a time, get rid of one thing that you're paying on at a time, and just get out of debt as soon as you can, because that's going to be one of those things that's going to drag you down. But yeah, so I'm just doing what I can do on my small scale. We have some property in the mountains, the Rocky Mountains, and it's not easy though. That's what I'm saying. It's just not easy to do. It's not. It's you sit here and talk all day, but to actually pull it off to the point where you can realistically sit back and look at what you've produced and say, you know what, I've got enough to feed myself and my family over the winter. Yeah, that's not so easy. Just to produce enough to can, like people used to do back in the day before they, relied on supermarkets and big box stores like Walmart to get all their food. It is a lifestyle change, and we need to, if we believe, I'm speaking as a Christian, if we believe that in a little while things will be a lot tougher, and we want to break free from this beast system as much as we can, because as I say, you want to not receive the mark of the beast, then stop buying what the beast is selling. And to realistically be living a lifestyle where you can get away without buying, provisions, without buying your food. It's not very easy. So I hope to catalog it more and more, and maybe within the next year or two I'll be a little more savvy. You know what I mean? But it's a learning experience, and there's still a lot left to learn. So thanks for watching. God bless. Keep in touch. Stay tuned. All right, we'll see you. signing out.